Welcome back to the FM LLaMa. The winter break is done. The transfer window has just slammed shut. We've got a game against SKS Wiggery. We're only 2 games into our Shrubbery career, and already the press are branding this El Sacico. We have had a turbulent winter break full of player revolts, recriminations, accusations, backstabbing. I think we best talk you through it and have a look at the transfer business that we've done. So almost as soon as the winter break began, the problems at Shrubbery started to materialise. It began with a speculative transfer offer for our Slovakian centre-half Prasnovsky, which we turned down because the money was poor compared to his value, and he was one of our starting centre-halves that we were in no rush to get rid of. However, he did not take kindly to us turning down offers from clubs from his homeland, so he stormed into the manager's office complaining about not being able to move clubs, us trying to hold him back in his career, and then the rest of the team came to see me the next day to complain about the treatment of Prasnovsky, saying that he should be allowed to move and we were hindering his career progression. So when the next offer came in, we decided to accept the bids. He quickly moved on for £7,750 to Trnava in Slovakia, and hopefully we had restored harmony to the club, except the very next day we get a visit from one of our most influential players, Matthias Makaj, to say, why are we selling our best players? Have we got no ambition? He was a leader in the dressing room. We tried to allay his fears. We promised him that we would sign adequate replacements, which placated him for the time being. But not 2 days later, he brought the entire squad into a meeting to say that I had lost the dressing room, that I didn't have the support of the players, and he has essentially got most of the starting squad in agreement with him that I have lost the dressing room. If we have a look at the dynamics, we'll see that the dressing room atmosphere is not great, but the managerial support is very, very poor, and that I need to turn it around almost imminently. In a bid to try and save a little bit of face, we have sold Makaj as well, but he is not leaving the club until the summer. We've also moved out 2 more players to try and raise funds and free up some transfer budget as well. So the backup striker Kowalczyk has moved on, as has a young right back who was never going to feature in the team, and we've managed to raise some funds there, but essentially we've managed to free up a little bit of wage budget as well, because we have bought in a few players to try and kickstart this relegation battle. We already had 1 scout working way behind the scenes. We brought in 2 more. During the winter break, we were scouring Poland, Czech Republic, other Eastern European countries as well. And we've managed to bring in players primarily on loan. There wasn't a lot available for us to purchase during this window, but hopefully what we have bought in on loan will strengthen us a little bit. In the left-back position, we have bought in the Brazilian Conrado, who's going to provide us a bit more of an attacking threat from the left-back position, rather than our more defensive-minded left-backs that we had in situ. We've also bought in a Michael Ugwu as a striker. We're only going to be allowed to play 1 overseas non-EU player in the starting 11, so we're going to have to rotate Conrado and Ugwu depending on which one we think might be able to help us best in a particular fixture. As another striking option, we have bought in the Croatian Petar Musa as well, who's going to be more of a target man centre forward that maybe we can build play around. We've also bought in a young attacking option, Matthias Zukovsky. primarily because he was under the age of 21, so will give us an extra player that we can rotate in and out of the team and bring off the bench, as we always have to have a Polish under 21 player in our team at any one time. As a third overseas non-EU option, we've brought in a right-sided winger called Sunday LLaMa, someone who's a bit tricky on the ball, good dribbler, got a little bit of pace to them. So again, perhaps bringing him off the bench. If we take Conrado off the field, we can bring another non-EU player on. We've also brought in a young right-back option, primarily because of his age, so that if we are able to bring him off the bench, it means that we've got a Polish under-21 player on the field, so that might be able to mean that we can bring on other attacking options instead. And then we also made a cash signing as well. Pavel Kucharczyk, who is a centre-half, essentially to replace the Slovakian that we sold, which was where our problems during the winter break started. So for today's game against Wigry, we're going to stick with Stromnik in goal. He was quite a strong performer for us in our two previous games before the winter break. We're going to play Conrado as our non-EU player. Hopefully he can provide some impetus from the flanks. That means that our left back can shovel over to the left-hand side of centre-half, so we can play Ratashak there. We're also going to bring in our captain, Mikhail Michalek, who's been injured for much of the winter break, but is back today. We're going to change our options at right back. We're bringing in Marcel Zeman, who didn't play in our previous two fixtures before the winter break, but has got a bit more pace about him and is a bit more of an attacking wing-back option. So we're going to start with him at right back. We're going to continue with Kozak on the left. He's found a little bit of form during the winter break in some friendlies, so hopefully he can translate that into league action. We're going to continue with Mandris and Drevniak in the midfield. Mandris, we managed to get to sign a new contract, although Drevniak wants almost £2,000 to continue his stay at the club, so we're going to have to let that run into the summer. We're going to bring in Banaszewski, who's played very well during the winter break friendly fixtures, as our right midfield option, but we are going to look to bring Alimi off the bench at some point during the game. And then up front, we are going to start with the new boy Peter Musa as the target man, and we're going to continue with our under-21 player of Adrian Benedishak as our striker. This guy has been scoring goals for fun during our friendlies in the winter period. So this pretty much is a must-win game as far as the press are concerned. We really do need to pick up 3 points, as we're already 6 points away from getting out of the drop zone. So hopefully these new boys will be able to gel a little bit, and well, we are taking on a club who are just 14th in the league, so hopefully we might be able to pick up a positive result today. If we don't, it is really cementing our position at the bottom of the table, but worse than that, the dressing room atmosphere is going to be on its knees. Good that we've got an early opportunity from Benedishak there. He really has been on fire during the winter period. We've decided to go a little bit more positive as well, because we really do need some kind of result to try and push us up the table. Another defeat here, and well, I hate to be in the dressing room once these players tear into me like a cougar onto an antelope in the dressing room afterwards. Okay. Okay, whistle had blown anyway. Stromnik looking a little bit unsure of himself there. Really looking to see what we can do off the bench from this game. We have got more attacking options now. Oh, and we've got our first goal as well. And it's the big target man, Peter Musa. Good to see the loan signing making an early impact. We deliberated for a long while about whether to bring him in on loan. He managed to come in for a trial. We saw his potential, but we were going to have to foot his full wages of £475 a week. So we delayed and delayed and delayed a decision on whether to sign him. Finally bought him in. He scored in a pre-restart friendly. And he's got the opening goal for us today. We're going to stay positive, though, because at 1-0, having lost our Slovakian centre-half, I think we're going to need more than one goal to win this fixture. So we're going to stay with the positive mentality. Hopefully we're going to see a little bit more impetus from our flanks in this team as well. So hopefully Conrado from left back, Zimmer from right back as well are going to get forward a little bit, overlap, give us a little bit more penetration, a bit more impetus down the flanks. Oh, and that is an absolute disaster. Hajdarevic. God, 26 minutes. I did say I think we're going to need more than one goal to win this. Who can we pin this on? Closing down was okay, and this guy is just beaten in the air. Okay, poor. Need a response now. If we go in a half-time 1-1, we're going to have to throw a bit of caution to the wind in the second half. Struggling for possession again. I guess lots of these teams are playing deep midfielders and three-men midfield. Have you already been booked? Okay, all right, okay, we'll get away with it. Thought we might have lost a midfielder then. Oh, thank goodness he's offside. Same player again, okay. Replicating the fixtures before the winter break. We start off okay. Things are looking pretty positive. This game we even took the lead. As soon as we hit that sort of 25 half-hour mark, the opposition go up a gear and we cannot live with them. Okay, 1-1 at the break is not a disaster. Their performance was disappointing. Not sure it was disappointing. Okay, continue to work hard. Do we need to make any half-time changes? Conrado is not playing well, which is not ideal when you're using your non-EU player status to get him on the pitch. Is it too early for Sunday LLaMa? Are we going to throw him straight on? I think we're going to make a double substitution. We're going to bring on our money signing of Kasharik for Conrado. We'll move back to your customary left-back position, and we're going to bring Sunday LLaMa on to give us a little bit more of a potent threat down the right-hand side, and we're going to cross our fingers that he can make an impact. Here he is, early on the ball. Okay. Go on, attack your man, okay? Cut the highlight, don't do anything. Already had one good debut performance from Musa. Okay, another little warning shot. We might need to go attacking. Benedishak not playing well either. We've got one more substitution left to make. We're going to have to go for results because draws are not really going to help us. We're going to get to 70 minutes and we're going to have to make another change as well. Okay, we're going to bring on the young Polish striker that we bought in on loan. Hopefully we can get that new signing bounce from him. There's LLaMa. I've not seen anything from him. Here he goes. Got a bit of pace about him. He's a good dribbler. He's played a decent ball. He's the guy we just brought on here. He's won a penalty. Okay, the star player, the midfielder, Dresniak, is going to take it. God, we need this goal. We need this goal. Let's see how quickly we drop to balance if he scores. Oh, my goodness. He's not even forced a save. Oh, that's what happens when you're down the bottom. Match stats are improving, though. My goodness, we desperately need this goal. Remember, this team are only in 14th place. Oh, okay. I thought we were going to concede. No more substitutions to make. Get creative. Oh no, the referee's given them a penalty from 30 yards from the incident. Oh, it's contagious. It's contagious. Nobody can hit the target with their penalties. They were practicing them together at half time. Okay, that has got to go down as a disappointing result. 14th in the table. We needed a victory. We needed the morale boost. And also we wanted to see a little bit more from the signings we've brought in. They've not had a lot of time to gel, but if we're going to get out of this, we need some big performers in our final 12, 14 games or so. I was hoping to see a little bit more. Let's take the positives, though. A draw should avoid the sack. Might also mean that morale continues. Also looks like we've closed the gap on Olympia to just 5 points again. A win in our next game, if GKS were to lose, would move us off the bottom of the table. So are we grasping at straws? Probably are. But, oh my goodness, we need to get a win. What have we got fixture-wise coming up then? So we have got 12th away, followed by 4th at home. Some tough fixtures, and then we have got a very important game against Olympia. I think that's the game that we're going to return to. We're going to play these two and hopefully pick up some results, and we will see you for the must-win Olympia fixture.